I'm not afraid of it. Like, I'm not no conspiracy theorist by any means. I don't look deep into none of that type of shit. But I am a doofus when it comes to life-threatening situations.
Here's what they think about you.
I'm ready to get it. Like Biggie was ready to die. I'm ready to corona. For real.
Come on, bro. You can't be ready.
I'm ready to corona.
See, now,
I just want to get it over with. I want to know what it feels like. Get it in me. Pause.
Here's what they think about you.
Coronasode can't fuck with me. I feel like even if he was crip walking in my house, he still couldn't crip walk on me.
Here's what they think about you.
I'm not cautious because I don't care.
Here's what they think about you.
I don't care if you spit on this table right now and it said Corona in spit. I don't give a fuck, bro. I'm not afraid of this shit.
Here's what they think about you.
I walked into work and they had a paper on the door that said, "Are you afraid of the coronavirus?" If so, I just stopped reading at that point. I just started laughing and I went into work.
Fuck all y'all.
I feel a little bit of the chest thing, and I got a little bit of that tingly-wingly all in my shoulder area. I did the test this morning at 9:30, and I'm just sitting here waiting for the results, 2 to 5. I'm sure I'm going to get a positive tomorrow and or later today.
Only thing that I'm feeling is crazy no energy. Like, this feel like Shang Tsung sucked my soul. All homo.
Damn, I got corona. 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 Damn, I got corona.
Bada boom. Here we go. Here we go.
Hey, man. How's your health? How you feeling?
I feel great.
Yeah?
How about you, man?
Feeling pretty good. Just drinking some of this superfood, immunity boost. Some of this carrot, ginger, turmeric. Yeah, it's terrible. But I mean, it's cool for fighting off, you know what I'm saying? Viruses, diseases, shit like that.
The sixes.
Keeping up your health. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Just trying to stay healthy, man.
I hear that, man.
Yeah.
Health is wealth.
Yeah, avoid anything that can, kind of fuck you up. Put you down for a little while.
Like time.
Like 3.5 weeks. You know? But this is Oh My Charles, the podcast, episode 48. And I am
Geese.
or what's,
Come on.
Or what's left of him.
What's left of them?
But go ahead.
Well, y'all already know who I am. You know what I mean? I don't even really need if I need to hit this button, but I'm going to hit it.
Hawk.
Yeah, man. And again, this is On My Charles, the podcast, episode 48. Geese, hit him with that shit.
Yeah. You know what? I can't stop, man. Toronto beat my ass, man.
Shit is elite. Alright? My shit is B+.
And if you need help, my nigga.
No! I was never gonna do this.
It's fucking true. Taco cat spelled backwards is taco cat. Ra taquito. Yeah.
Fuck.
Coronasode fucked you up.
So bad. And then he went and got his brother pneumonia.
Coronasode and the moan.
And I got hopped, bro. They stomped the dog shit out of me. It was so bad. Oh, man. So shit. You want to get right into it?
Let's get right into it, man.
All right. The reason we were away for so long is because me, Geese, I got COVID, man. I got COVID after all that shit talking, after it can't happen to me. I'm not afraid of it. I walk right past it. He could have corona coming through his ears. All of that shit talking, man. He finally got me. He crip walked all over my soul, my heart, my balls, my feet, everything possible. I thought he was going to finish me. But
and not just any crip walk, the Bow Wow one.
It was bad.
Remember when that nigga, he used to go so hard.
So damn.
He used to go so hard on his crip walks.
Oh, man. I'm not going to stunt. I definitely attempted that in the room a couple
times. It wasn't like the smooth Snoop one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Snoop would just do the little, you know what I mean? I'm out here.
This was like that.
Bow Wow was the... Bow Wow. Here's the first one that I remember that was doing the one where you put your 2 feet together and you jump from fucking Murraysville to Homewood. That one, I'm like, yo, that one, that's a little spicy, man. Mm. But anyway, yeah, I got COVID, and there's no way to well, sometimes there is, but for the most part, when you just get COVID randomly, it's like you don't really know where you got it from. But I'm pretty sure that I could say I got it from the gym. I got it from the gym. In this particular gym, man, the air is just so muggy and just so like you can taste it, and it's not a good taste. It's the bad taste. And yeah, it was weird, man. So I felt like I knew the moment that I got COVID, I actually came back home. And I was like, ugh. Like, it hit me like, ugh. I was like, I feel a little strange, man. This is a little weird. But whatever. I didn't think nothing of it. I was like, I haven't been eating. And the only thing I ate this morning was a microwave pizza and hot Cheetos. Terrible diet. I didn't eat shit else for hours. So I'm like, that's all it is. I'm like, I'm going to go get something to eat after I finish building this Street Fighter 2 arcade cabinet. But anyway, so I built that up or whatever. It took me a couple hours, and we were supposed to make an episode that day. Mm-hmm. And I remember you came through and you was like, yo, you all right? I was like, I don't know, man. I feel a little weird. But before you had got there, I said to myself, damn, I got COVID. And then I was like, nah, I don't. I said it out loud too. And I was like, I just need to eat. I've been eating horrible. I just need to drink some water. I haven't been drinking water in the past couple of days. I was just like, it's all in my head. I'm psyching myself out.
So that's real shit though, because that seems to be everybody's approach to it. Like when your body starts to feel weird, you start to feel not normal. It was like, even me, I jumped to every conclusion possible. I haven't been getting a lot of sleep. I've been hanging out with a certain somebody, wink, wink, wink. And I just felt like, yeah, I mean, it was like, yeah, I mean, I'm not doing my body right. Like, yeah, I mean,
yeah,
I was off of keto. I was eating everything in sight. Told you I was pounding 2 nut rages a day. Yeah, I mean, like I was having myself a time. But go ahead. My bad for cutting you off.
No, you good. So I told you I was good, and I was just like, yeah, I just need to get something to eat or whatever. So everybody comes through, everything's cool, and then I was like, bro, I gotta go. So I end up just leaving. I went to go get a salad. Mm-hmm. I got some fruit. I got some Gatorade, and I got some water. So I consumed damn near all of it, and I was just like, okay, feeling better. Anthony comes in. Anthony got the weed. Mm-hmm. We smoked the weed. We start watching Mortal Kombat, and we're like, yo, we'll get to the podcast either tomorrow or whatever, but let's watch this movie. Let's smoke this weed or whatever. So me and Anthony are smoking, and we're passing a blunt around. I remember I passed it to you, and you hit the blunt once. Passed it to Darren, he hits the blunt. And I'm not thinking nothing of it. After we smoked, I'm like, I'm definitely good now. Like, I'm laughing and shit. I'm like, I'm not feeling none of that bullshit. So the next day happens. I woke up, I'm like, I don't know. I just feel like I got geese counted 100 times.
Predictable.
I'm like, yo, my body. I'm like, I feel so achy. Like, what is going on? I got a headache. And I'm just like, man, I don't know. I told you, I'm like, I don't really feel right, man. Like, I'm not saying I got COVID, but I definitely don't feel right, bro. So we're having our little speculation, saying everybody's saying whatever they're saying, and then I still go to work on Sunday. I go to work, and then I work overnight. So I got there at midnight, so it's technically Monday, and prior I had got a test that day on Sunday, and they did the little nose joint, but I did it myself. So they're like, stick this up your nose, get up there far enough. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to play with your brain, but just get a little, you know what I'm saying? So did that. And I got my results at 6 a.m. and they was like, oh, you positive. You got it. And I was just like, what? Fuck. I'm like, damn it, man. So whatever. It was funny too, because once I realized I got it, I start panicking and I'm like, yo. So I went and got the real protective mask that they give you at work. I put that joint on. And when my coworker got in, I was standing like down the hallway like this. And I was like, hey, I said, look, I sprayed everything down. I ain't trying to scare you. I got COVID. I'm out of here. And I just ran out. So I know she was like, what the fuck? But yeah, man, that was that. And I remember telling y'all, I'm like, yo, I'm sorry, man. What? I got COVID. I'm sorry. Failure. I'm like, yo, stay away from y'all family. You know what I'm saying? Go get checked and everything. But yeah, I don't know what else to say. So at that point, I'm going to pass it to you.
Yeah. So once the revelation came in, my situation was different. You didn't even really get into how it affected you. Well, I guess at this point we're not there yet.
I mean, what you mean for the first couple of days? Mm-hmm. For the first couple of days, the effect was, it was pretty much, I was real tired, had a headache, had muscle aches, but it wasn't at a severe level where I couldn't move around, talk and speak and all that, because I still went to work.
Yeah.
So after I got stamped that, yo, you got COVID, I was still feeling all of those symptoms, but they weren't insane yet.
Yeah.
So that's when I let y'all know.
All right. So yeah, with me it was like I started to feel weird, right? But like I said, I genuinely thought it was just because I was literally living my best life, maybe to the extreme, right?
Yeah.
Eating wild food, drinking. Yeah, I mean, really honestly just having a great time. I think I told y'all niggas like I was just happy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean,
I remember that.
Crazy happy. So I was down for anything, just living. You know what I mean? So I attested that to that. Like, this ain't nothing, man. This is just me, literally, kind of like my old age, partying like a rock star again. You know what I mean? Staying up late, just having a good time, like really. And so I tested all those symptoms and stuff to that. It wasn't until I got hit with the first initial oh, this is completely different than anything I've ever dealt with. It was that headache. That headache. When I first got that headache, right? So I think it was either Monday or Tuesday. And this is kind of when I want to say my body started feeling weird on Monday. That's when I kind of expressed to everyone that I've interacted with that, hey, I'm not feeling well. Don't know what it is. So, if you were with me, get tested. If you live with me, stay away from me.
Right.
You know what I mean? And, people did that, and it was met with certain attitudes and shit like that. And I felt terrible. But so I spread the news. Luckily, I'm such a lame ass nigga that my circle was maybe 4 people big as far as outside of the pod. You know what I mean? That Monday I was supposed to work. I made it to the back garage door, and I was just like, I don't think I can go through with this shift. You know what I mean? Because I felt like that. So I hit up the owner, said, hey, don't know what I got. Not feeling well at all though. So, yeah, I am going to go home. You know what I mean?
I remember when I did tell y'all, I was like, yo, man, I'm not going to stunt. I'm feeling a little weird. He was like, I don't feel anything. He was like, I'm cool. I don't feel nothing. And then everybody was like, all right, well, we'll get checked again. But they got the vaccine. So it was just like, all right, that's cool. And then they got checked or whatever. And then later down the line, we found out they didn't have anything, thank goodness. But I remember the first voice message that you sent when I guess that's when the headache started, because you were like, I'm not going to stunt, man. This headache is... And I was like, damn, man, he must have it.
See, that's what I'm saying. But that was after I told everybody, that was around me. You know what I mean? I went in the chat and I was like, yeah, I think something's happening. So I'm gonna get tested. Got tested. It took days for that test to come in. And I was remembering something that Ray said, because whenever him and his girl, whenever they went to go, I guess, whenever they went through their little COVID spell or their COVID scare, they went and got tested, and it took a while for the results to come back, and they came back negative. And he was saying something like it might be harder for them to find negative results or to prove negative results than it is to guarantee a positive.
Okay.
So I'm thinking like, okay, if I'm positive, they're going to find it. Boom. And I'm gonna get the test results.
That's how it was.
Day or day 2.
That's how it was for me.
So I didn't get my results back for like 4 days. You know what I mean? But because it was a cautionary tale. So because I wasn't feeling right, I kept everybody away from me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
it was like, I played it as if I did have it, not knowing if I did or if I didn't. You know what I mean? And then when it got confirmed, when I seen that green posse,
no, this isn't happening.
It was like, fuck. You know what I mean? I told the people that I told them to go get your shit taken care of. Luckily, they came back negative. You know what I mean? My children, all of them came back negative. Everybody was perfectly fine. I was the only one dealing with it. Like I told you, my circle was super tight outside of here. So it was like, once I got those negative results from them, everything was cool. My COVID experience, like just the whole entire, the bulk of it, I would say I had that crazy headache, right? Slight body aches. I had an almost fever, right? I have a temperature gun, you know what I mean? And I was shooting myself 2 times a day. And, I would say day 2, hit myself in the forehead when the symptoms were crazy bad.
Yeah.
Hit myself in the forehead with the gun. Temperature hit 99. And I'm thinking like, okay, 100.4 means fever. That means I got it. You know what I mean? Or that means not even to say, that means this, I might as well, I'm done. You know what I mean? Fuck
I'm
it.
done.
But my temperature never reached that. So I never had a fever. Never had the shakes. I had a slight body ache. I had a unreal headache, but I had an unreal headache, but I didn't know if that attributed to, okay, so I told y'all the pod before we went into fucking hiding.
Here comes the bullshit.
The pod before we went into hiding, I said, I'm getting back on keto, right? So we recorded that Sunday. Was it a Sunday? Or did we do it Friday? Oh, we didn't record at all that week.
We didn't record that week. So
but
you're talking the prior episode.
The prior week. Yeah. So I said I was going to do that the prior week. Then I was like, let me just finish this week out, blah, 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 blah. So that Monday morning was the start of my keto journey, which unbeknownst to me was also the start of the slight COVID revelation.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, 72-hour fast. I can't take any medicines because there's fucking wild carbs and shit in them. You know what I mean? Just keep that in mind. You know what I mean? Fucking doof. So day 1 of the fast, day 1 of COVID, headaches. I didn't even want to eat because I was feeling bad. Like I wasn't feeling too good. Day 2, extreme. I was not eating because I couldn't even move my neck because the headache was so bad. You know what I mean? Day 3, still fasting, mind you. I'm not taking any medicines because I don't want to break keto because I'm fasting. So, 72-hour fast. So day 3 of the 72-hour fast, I get, the full 72 hours, and I'm still like, you know what? I think I can go a little. I think I can go a little longer without eating. So I don't eat again until like late, like pretty late that night, like 6, 7. But I did the full 72. I did a full 72 hour during the peak of my COVID symptoms. No medicine, just water and rest. The as much rest as I can get with this headache, because the headache was keeping me up. Hell, the headache would wake me up at night. Like I would just pop up and it would feel like I felt like whenever, when niggas be fucking with fucking Professor Xavier.
Yeah.
Like when a nigga with stronger mental powers fucks with him, he'd be like, ah! Like I felt like that nigga. Like it was fucking bad.
What? And man, not to cut you off, bro. What is it about the nighttime with COVID, bro?
I don't know, man.
It's like, it's bad in the daytime, it's bad in the morning or whatever. At night, it's like the COVID demons. Like, you remember the Scorpion super move on number, not super move, it was Fatality on number 1.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like the COVID demons, they're already bad. They're shaking, they got pitchforks and they doing whatever they doing. Coronasode is just crip walking right in the middle of them. At night, it's like everything stops. And they just be like,
yeah,
and they just start fucking you up.
It's like Breath of the Wild.
But that's, bro, I didn't want to say that. That is exact. That's why I said the moon. That's why I howl like, yo, you're my nigga. Welcome back, motherfuckers. But yeah, bro. That's exactly what I was thinking of. The blood moon, bro.
Yeah.
And they just start going crazy and they get stronger. I'm like, yo.
Yeah.
But no, my bad. Go ahead, though.
The irony of Breath of the Wild and then COVID.
Oh my gosh. Hey, yo. Not the breath of tone.
Nigga. No, man, like I beat COVID on a 3-day fast with no medicine. That sounds crazy to say.
I was so mad at you when you was like, because you said something in the chat. You're like, yo, I haven't been eating. I'm still not. We're like, nigga, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, bro, like, come on, man.
Yo, you're gonna die. You're gonna spank alone from the fast.
You're
I
like,
was like, I'm trying. I'm gonna just try this out.
Like,
I think I can do it.
Oh my god.
I'm so dedicated to keto that I like COVID, like something where it's just like, yo, throw caution to the wind. I don't give a fuck about nothing. I'm going to get healthy. My brain was still like, no, man, you don't want to break it. You don't want to break it, bro.
That's what was pissing me off. When you said you're not taking no medicine.
That's how you know you have an eating
keto,
disorder.
That's when you said you weren't taking no medicine because of keto, bro. What? Instantly was like, yo, I would go crazy on you right now, but I'm getting my ass kicked right now, so I don't really have shit to say to you.
No, man, I beat COVID. I mean, I'm not trying to say I beat it. Like I made it through. I even hate telling the story of my COVID experience because of just what it does to people and how different, like how many different things it does to people. Like, I mean, no COVID story is the exact same.
None.
And that's the fucking scary part.
Absolutely zero.
Because when I got the initial news, again, I was physically fine. Like, you know what I mean? Once I made it past the worst of it that I knew to, what I found out to be the worst of it.
Right.
I went straight into the mental of it. You know what I mean? Where it was just like, or even during, because when I got the positive result, my spirit sank into fuck. Like, I'm terrified because of all the fucking horror stories, how bad it gets. I was thinking about being in the hospital on a fucking iron lung. Like, I was really going through it. My anxiety tells me the absolute worst is going to happen. And somehow, like, my brain just manifested into existence. So when I heard that, I was like, oh, I'm in the hospital. I'm done.
The thing is, we're the complete opposite in that sense. We need to somehow do the fusion dance and split some of that. Because I'm so on the opposite spectrum of what you just explained. Like I even said, I'm pretty sure I said it last year on one of the episodes, the Coronasode. It's a great episode.
17.
But I was saying, if a dude was walking down the street and saying, damn, I got corona, and it was coming out of his ears.
Damn, I got corona. Damn, I got corona.
I would walk right past him with no fear. And that's just how I am. I just don't think, even if something is happening to a whole bunch of people in the universe, in the world, or whatever, it's just not going to happen to me. I don't know why I think like that. That's just how it is. But it's a horrible way to think. And I can't think like that no more, man. Because Corona was doing his thing. But keep going. That's not the end of yours.
I mean, honestly, that might be. I mean, like I said, I don't have a horror story. It's nothing crazy happened.
Oh, so you done?
Well, I mean, the worst thing that happened to me, I think, during Corona was the loss of smell.
Okay.
But that didn't show itself until all of the other symptoms were completely gone. Completely and totally gone. I would say about day 6. Day 5, I felt great. I felt great with no symptoms. That was the first 24 hours of no symptoms. Day 6 was day 1 of my recovery. And then out of nowhere, like I said, I finally started eating. I ordered some buffalo wings from some spot, and went downstairs, grabbed them, put on my hazmat suit. I had 91% alcohol, isopropyl, and I would just dump it on my hands, go like this, with it still being wet.
Yeah,
that's when I would touch stuff, because it was like I'm not touching anything with my bare raw hands. What? You know what I mean? Yeah. There were times where I put the isopropyl on and then put a glove on so it can marinate in my hand. I'm telling you.
I guess, man.
It was crazy. I was so. I didn't give a fuck about me having it because I'm burnt. I already have it. Posi test. Yeah. I got it. It was my kids, and it was everyone else that was around me. Like, I mean, I didn't want to be the cause of discomfort or anything, because that would murder me. Yeah. It would kill me to know that I. You see what I'm saying?
I felt bad when I passed it to y'all. That's why I was just like, man, like, watch our family, bro. Like, yeah, I was even telling Darren, like, yo, I mean, the test is positive, so, you know what I'm saying, watch how you are with your daughter, be cautious and everything. I just kept thinking, like, man, if Hawk gives it to any of them, I'm going to feel like a dumbass. Like,
But no, honestly, I guess best case scenario, or the best that it could be, I don't know who was watching. Well, I know who, but yeah, I mean, somebody was definitely watching out. Someone had a hand on the fam. They put up certain safeguards, and they allowed us to fucking make it through whatever the fuck that was, unscathed, literally unscathed. The most I had was a headache and maybe a slight ache in my shoulders.
But you were saying, so you grabbed the food.
Oh yeah, so I grabbed the food, got my hazmat suit on, grabbed the food, run back upstairs, and the shit was all hot and steamy. Opened the bag up, then I opened the fucking clamshell, and that buffalo, when you get like a hot sauce, like any type of like buffalo type of deal, what's the first thing that you get, that vinegar, and it hits you and it just opens your opens your sinuses and shit. It did that, and when it hit, Chemical X and bleach. It felt like I dove in a vat of Chemical X and bleach.
Bleach though.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, but burning at that, like somehow it was set ablaze next to some electrical cords. Like, for real. Like, I mean, when like every time I took a breath, oh shit. Like, I mean, and then I would get dizzy from that. Not that just like sinus dizzy. I'd be like, ooh, fuck. Like, you know what I mean? So I take a bite of the chicken, but my internal senses, like my internal smell, like the taste, everything that's connected with taste and all that shit, perfectly fine. I could taste the sauce. I could taste the chicken. It was great. But outwardly, if I was to sniff it, like bleach, Chemical X, burning wires. You know what I mean? And that went on, that lasted maybe 3 or 4 days after the physical symptoms, you know what I mean, were gone.
Yeah.
So I'm counting down my recovery, got the slight loss of smell. Everybody that was around me is perfectly fine. And I was just biding my time till I could re-enter the world, CDC guidelines. And that was my COVID experience.
Well, hey, man. Like you said, Coronasode, he tried you, bro. You got a hold of him by like the 3rd day. You were strangling him.
No, I think I was I think it's because I was fasting.
No, that's what I'm saying.
That nigga was in my body and was like, "There ain't no food in here." He fucking did. He opened up the fridge. What the fuck, man? And just left.
I know he probably would have been dipped if you just ate some food.
You think so?
Yes.
I don't know, man. I think he would have stuck around. I feel like the fasting and there literally being nothing in my body, that there was nothing for the virus to stick to. There was nothing for it to, you know what I mean? Like, there was nothing for it to build any strength. It was just, this nigga shit is empty.
He was just crip walking in a dark cave.
I imagine roaches infesting a empty house. It's like,
we're out of here.
Yeah, like, we're out. There's nothing here for me, so we're out. Like,
okay. Well, if that's the end of yours,
That's it, man.
I got more from mine.
There you go.
So,
Predictable.
like I already explained, I was dealing with muscle aches. I had a headache. I was very tired. But as far as the smell and the taste, those were still there. It was like this for a couple days. Once I went to work, it was still like that. But I went home, and that's when I was like, okay, it's time to rest and let me relax. But the symptoms started getting more severe. But it wasn't really new symptoms. It was still the same thing. I was very tired. I felt extremely weak. My muscle, everything ached. My whole entire body ached, and I had a headache. So it was basically just me laying in the bed dealing with that, and then it kicked in. The loss of appetite was insane. I did not want to eat anything, but I'm me. So I'm looking at Panda Express on Grubhub, like I'm like, oh, let's get right. Like I love that beef and brock. So I'm like, you want to swing that beef and brock? So I ordered that. Went to the door, got it. I just opened it up. I was just like, nope. I just shut it, and I was like, I'll eat this later, and I didn't want it. And that just kept happening. The next day, symptoms got even more severe, and I'm just like, this is terrible. And I ordered Pasquallian wings, and I remember the hoagie was just like that episode of SpongeBob where Squidward didn't want to let him know that he was tweaking the Krabby Patties, and he took that little bite, that I mean, and he took the bite of the meat skin, pause, and he just was, he faked it, but that's how I really was. I was just like, I did not want to eat at all. So then, ironically, somebody asked me, well, you got the chills? I know you got the chills. I'm like, nah, I ran down my symptoms. I'm like, I ain't got no chills, man. I'm cool. Speaking of the devil, it was like that night, man, the blood moon. Coronasode is crip walking right in the middle of all the fucking Corona demons. Everything's getting bad, pulling their mask off. I'm like, damn, I'm hot as fuck. And it was not hot in the room. The chills started kicking in. I'm like, ugh, get butt ass. I'm like, open the window, turn the fan on, laying there. 20 minutes later, I'm so fucking cold, shaking. I'm like, I put a hoodie on, put pants back on. I'm like, bruh. And that just kept happening like every hour throughout the night. And I'm like, damn, I got the fucking chills, man. I never had the chills before, but that was that, and it was terrible. So it was just the symptoms just started to get worse and worse and worse. But it wasn't really new symptoms. And the thing about COVID that's fucked up, there are times where it feels like the symptom severity is going down, and I'm like, okay, I'm getting better. I can deal with this. I can handle this. I'll be back. Now, the loss of appetite it just wasn't coming back. It wasn't coming back. I still didn't want to eat, and it was just like that. But so I felt at one point, after a week or two or whatever, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm back. I'm good. I even hit my job up. I'm like, yo, I should be back on Tuesday, because I still feel a little weird, but I feel like in a couple days I'm gonna have my full energy back. So I thought the worst was over, and I was happy, man. I remember I started hitting y'all up in the chat. I started speaking more, and I'm like, okay, everything is cool. Like, this was bad, and then I remember thinking to myself, COVID was definitely ass. I did not fuck with it, and when the chills and the uncomfortability and then just the whole feeling and all the symptoms combined were kicking in, it was terrible. But I was like, it's durable though. And I was like, would I go through this again for $1 million for like 3 months? I said, yeah, I would. That day, I started to develop a little cough. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, where is this even coming from? I was just getting better. I don't understand. So I'm like, okay, well, it's all good. I'm gonna just go to sleep. I went to sleep, woke up, back on fire. I woke up like a movie. You know when you're sleeping, their eyes pop open. I woke up like that. Like, what the fuck? I stood up and was like, my lower back. And I'm thinking, okay, this is just because of my scoliosis, and I must have slept wrong. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I was doing. So I'm like, yo, this is just how I slept. I slept weird. Let me stand up and let me just deal with this. So I had the hiccups. I hiccuped. I'm like, what the fuck? I got scared as hell. I had a back spasm. I've had back spasms before, but the pain has never been like this. So I'm like, yo, what the hell? All of a sudden, it feels like the pain is rising from my lower back all the way to the top of my back. It's just filling up like, ooh. And I'm like, I got so scared. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? So my back was hurting that whole entire day. And then when I went to sleep, I woke up and I couldn't breathe. I had rapid breath. Obviously I could breathe, but it was like, and I couldn't get full breaths. So when I stood up, and my back was just, I couldn't do certain things with my back. And if I moved a certain way, it was just the pain. You know how in the hospital, the doctor, they ask you what's the pain scale of 1 to 10. It was a 15 out of 10. Mm-hmm. So anytime I inhaled or exhaled or chewed or laughed or coughed or sneezed, crazy pain, like legit. I would have a spasm and I would scream. It wasn't even it was like I was screaming. So I know the neighbors was like, yo, what does he get into? What is he doing in there? So it got terrible. So it got so bad that I sat down and I called my mom and I was like, I can't breathe. Like, I can't breathe. So she's like, oh, I'm gonna call the ambulance, blah, blah, blah. So my mom gets here same time as the ambulance, and they're talking to me like I'm a little kid. He comes in, he's like, hey man, how you doing? How is everything? What's your name? I'm like, like I can't even talk. He's like, these are some nice drawings on the wall. And he was like, you're gonna need to put your mask on. I'm like, I can't. I'm like, yo, I can't. Like, what the fuck you mean put this mask on? So he was like, okay, he's having trouble breathing. So they grab some type of oxygen machine or whatever and hook it up. And then I couldn't move well. So, because the body aches were extreme and I'm having spasms. So can't breathe. I'm having the spasms and I can't move that well. Mm-hmm. So I look stupid as fuck. I get up and I'm like, it just looks like I sound like one of those little ass Chihuahua dogs that's just fed up and he just wants to bite your nuts. Like I sounded like one of them. So whatever, I get in the ambulance. They give me another breathing machine in addition to the one I already had. So I'm starting to breathe better, but it was uncomfortable laying how I was laying. So when I get to the hospital, they tell me that I have pneumonia in both of my lungs and there's fluid in there. Oh, and I'm just like, what the fuck? So I don't really know anything about pneumonia. Well, I do now, but I didn't prior. But they basically were saying, you don't have bacterial pneumonia. You have viral pneumonia, meaning we can't give you any antibiotics for this. Yeah. And your body is just going to have to smoke it. So there's nothing that we can really do. So you got to go home and just deal with it. I'm like, yo, that's crazy.
Pneumonia.
Exactly. Pneumonia. Coronasode went and got his cousin, Namone. And they was just beating my fucking ass.
Coronasode and Namone.
Beating my ass. So I'm like, this is crazy. So I go home. Now I'm filling everybody in. The people that were looking out for me and texting me and offering to bring me stuff. Appreciate y'all. But everybody's texting me. So they're like, so what's the deal? You were in the hospital. You left? I'm like, yo, they told me that there was nothing that they can do. So I had to leave. They're like, they didn't give you no antibiotics. It's pneumonia. I'm like, the type of pneumonia that I have, they're saying that there's no antibiotics that they can give. It's viral. So, and it's not bacterial. So there's nothing that they could do. So everybody's a doctor. Man, that's not true. When you get pneumonia, you're supposed to have antibiotics. Everybody's just going off like they're fucking doctors. I'm like, I was the one in the hospital. Why don't you go talk to him, man? I'm not doing this. So whatever. So that's when the severity, this is after the 2 weeks. So this is about, I think, I want to say it's week 3 or week 2.5. I don't know. But it was, that's when the ass whooping of somebody help me. That's when that shit started kicking in. And I was just like, yo. So it was so bad that I couldn't lay down. If I was to lay down, it was just extreme pain. Like Coronasode was, like it was just bad. So I was like, can't do that, and I can't breathe when I'm laying down like this. So it got so bad that I would have to find a way to sit down and sleep. So I fell asleep like the thinking man. Like, how you mean? I had to fall asleep like that. And just like we were saying, the blood moon, man. They start coming out. It got so bad, I woke up not being able to breathe. That's so weird. So I stood up and I was like, oh no. Like you can feel it coming. There's no air. You can't breathe. And you're just trying to reach for it. So I can't breathe. And I'm like, yo, I'm panicking. But I'm panicking and I'm in pain. So because the fact that I'm panicking, my back is making me spasm because of the way that I'm moving. So I'm like I'm in here and I'm by myself. So I'm crying because I'm like, damn, this is it. Like, this is how I smoke. All that shit I was talking, you know what I mean? And Coronasode is having a field day, and the moan is just in there, just elbowing my nose. So,
punching the moan in the back.
Exactly. So I'm just like, yo, I'm in here. You know what I'm saying? Doing the fucking, it was time for the percolator. And I'm just like, yo, this is crazy. So I thought I was going to die that day.
Nigga doing a June bug.
And I thought I was going to die that day. But, I mean, luckily I didn't. And then I found a space in the corner. I sat on the floor. Nothing was comfortable. So I fell asleep on the floor, sitting down like this. And I woke up and it was the same rapid breath shit happening. But the severe pain from the back spasms went from 15 to like 20 out of 10. And I was like, yo, no way. Like, I did not want to go to the hospital again because I knew that bill was up to like 80 racks.
Shit.
I'm like, damn, everybody's kicking my ass. They're kicking my ass physically and they're kicking my pockets ass. I'm like, what the fuck? So it got so bad that I texted my sister and I told her to bring me some Tylenol. And she's like, man, my friend's a nurse. She says you should really go back to the hospital, this and that. I'm just like, I didn't want to go back for them to tell me the same exact thing.
Yeah.
But the medicine was not working. So I call my mom. She comes and picks me up. She takes me back to the hospital. And the spasms were just like, you know what? Let's xylophone this nigga's back. It was so frequent. So she's like, my mom is just like, oh no, because she's like, there's nothing she can do, but I'm just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm just crumping and screaming. It's hurting like fuck. And so I get into the hospital and they do basically the same procedures or whatever. And I'm laying on a hospital bed. And then this doctor comes in and he's like, yeah, you got COVID pneumonia. There's fluid in your lung. I'm like, yo, I know that. Why did my fucking back pain hike? What's going on with that? And he's like, well, it's very common in people that have COVID pneumonia. You have body aches. I'm like, yo, but my back, I don't think this is regular, man. Like, I'm really getting mad at him for his explanation. And then so I asked him, I said, do you think my scoliosis is playing a factor in these spasms and my body aching so much? And he was like, yeah. And I was just like, all right, nigga, what? So what the fuck do we do about this? He was like, well, there's nothing that we can do. So then I'm just thinking,
fuck.
What the last motherfucker said, it's just sinking in unison. Well, there's really nothing that we can do. Your body just has to fight it off. And I'm just like, wow, we just added another $10,000 for this nigga to say this shit. So I'm like, all right, man. But then he had a little bit of extra more juice to add on to it. It was like on anime when shit gets darkened in their eyes and you see the shadow. He's like, but listen, he said, the couch is your worst enemy. And I'm just like I'm thinking back like, damn, I've been on that motherfucker for a minute. He was like, you gotta move. I know it's hard. You don't want to, but you have to move. He was like, I'm going to give you this little finger pulse thing or whatever. He was like, if this goes below 90, you're going to die. So call somebody. And you know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right. So I get out of the hospital. My mom's like, you need anything? I'm just like, nah, mom, like there's nothing we could do. It's cool. So she leaves and I legit did not sit down or lay down because I just couldn't. And I was standing for a couple hours. I'm walking around my apartment just in circles and shit. And then it happened. Blood moon again. Same thing. Because I eventually sat down, and then I woke up to not being able to breathe. And I'm like, oh, no. Please, no, please, no. Same thing's happening. I'm breathing, having spasms and everything. And it got so bad, I started questioning my faith. If there was a video or a secret video of me, the footage of me going through that, I was crying, not being able to breathe, but I was saying out loud, like, God, why are you doing this? Like, why are you doing this to me? And I'm crying, and I wanted to die. I'm like, this hurts so bad that I can't deal with this anymore. Like, I just have to go. So had that little attack, and then I grabbed the finger thing, and it went below 90. It got to about 84, and I was just like, oh, okay. Looked at the fourth wall. I was like, this is it. Yeah. I was expecting to just be like, at that moment, and just fall and smoke. Exactly, yo. It's exactly how Mario gets hit when he's little and just fall. Like, but it didn't happen or whatever. And then my breaths just, it's weird how it happens. It'll gradually start to come back, and it's still bad, but whatever. So I was just like, okay, maybe I was staying still for too long. So you would just see me outside any time of the day. It was 3 a.m, put my coat on, had my slippers. I'm legit walking down the street like an old ass man, crying and screaming and not being able to breathe. So you would just see me walking down the street. So it looked
like,
insane.
This nigga broke down.
Exactly. It looked insane. So you just see me randomly just going crazy down the street, not being able to breathe and crying and having them spasms. And it was horrible. It was so weird too, because when I got to my door, every single time it was like, this is the grand finale spasm. I don't know why, but it just happened like that. I grabbed the door, and it was just the big one every time. And I would go in the house. And I'm like, yo, they probably think that I have mental issues, but no, it's just that bad. So I was dealing with that for a week, and gradually just it started to go down and everything. But I want to say that was the worst experience that I ever dealt with in my entire life. Coronasode and the moan. I respect y'all both. I shouldn't have talked shit on y'all. I'm sorry, man. And don't be one of those people that think it can't happen to you, because I am the definition of that. I'm him. He is me. I folded. Whatever. That was just a bad experience, man. And that's really how I went. They said that I may not feel back to myself in 6 months. To be perfectly honest, now I feel like I am 100%, except for if I do physical activity. If I do something physical, I do feel that I do like get tired way faster, and I start to breathe way harder. But other than that, once I started feeling like I was getting back to myself, I went to the gym and I put on like 130, and I was benching it for a couple sets. And then all of a sudden I just was like, what the fuck? I got so scared. I ran out of the gym because I forgot my inhaler like a dumbass. I ran out of the gym, took the inhaler, and I was just like, you know what? I'm thinking I'm the shit, but let me dial it back a little bit. But as of right now, I'm feeling like I might have a spasm every now and then. And as far as like the cough, I might do a little. But other than that, it's like I feel like I'm back, man. And that was that. That was a terrible time.
Welcome back. Coron, we're sorry.
Hey, man. Especially me, man.
Geese is really sorry.
I'm really sorry.
Like I said, they physically whooped your ass.
They did. They whooped the muscle out of me too. Mm-hmm. I want to say 25. I lost 25 at the least, but I think it was a little bit more than that. And I always on this podcast, I've been talking about how much I wanted to lose weight and 30 pounds and start my OnlyFans for a minute. But I didn't want to lose weight like this, bro. I wanted to lose the weight and then
keep the muscle to the point where I was going to stay ripped with a little bit of bulk. You know what I'm saying? But nah, they just was like, you know what? We're going to deflate these arms. And we're going to take a little bit of the gut. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I'm thankful for the gut loss. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, damn, bro, I just look so unthreatening.
Yeah, I lost almost 30 pounds with that keto Corona fast. The keto Corona fast.
This nigga had a whole
I
mix.
don't recommend that diet plan. I don't. Hey, look, listen to me. For all those looking to lose weight fast, do not add keto spice or Corona spice, excuse me. Add keto spice. Do not add Corona spice to your diet. You don't want it. Like I said, Corona didn't fuck me up physically, but mentally, I have PTSD from the, again, my anxiety. I just assumed death was on the horizon automatically. I didn't question it. I didn't WebMD it. I didn't do none of that shit. It was, oh, I got it. Oh, I'm dead. It's just a matter of time. So I faced with death in my brain, manifesting it. It's manifesting itself through my actions and my thoughts. And it fucked me up once everything waned out. Like once everything smoothed out. Yeah. It was like, fuck, now I got this weird PTSD. Like, you know what I mean? Now I got this weird, like, I don't know, like this, it was like not a COVID phobia, but it was just like, now I'm like super heightened cautious about fucking everything. I'm looking at shit weird. You know what I mean? And I don't know, man. It fucked me up mentally. It fucked you up physically. It made my brain scramble. You know what I mean? And then it was like, the irony of it was there was really nothing. It was really nothing for me. Mm-hmm. But my brain could not fucking handle that shit.
See, Coronasode was in your ear talking about,
Go ahead, Lord. Go ahead, Lord.
Real shit.
screaming and shit. Yay! Yay! But for me, he just was like, I ain't got shit to say to you. You've been talking the craziest.
All hands. All hands for you.
Then he was like, hey, Namone, you want some? That nigga was like, hell yeah. Elbows, backstab. And it's like, if I had to describe what I thought Coronasode was wearing, I think I already described it before, but I think I said a coat, but and some chucks, some blue chucks, just throwing up the seas, crib walking. But now I don't vision that, bro. He had on spiked lugs, the spiked shoulder pads that the people wear from the Legion of Doom, the wrestlers. My God. And he just had brass knuckles on. He was just fucking me up.
Brass knucks.
And it was just too much, man. So yeah, man, Coronasode, I'm sorry, man. Please don't bring your way back here, man. I've learned my lesson. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut, man. I don't have anything else to say. That experience was terrible. I would never go through it again. And I was talking shit. I was talking shit on the vaccine, bro. I think you were too.
I was, yeah.
I'm gonna honestly say this. I don't care if the vaccine makes me grow another nose on top of my nose. Balls grow on my chin like dude from movie 43. And I just grow spider legs in the back of my neck. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to get the vaccine because I do not ever want to feel like that ever again, period.
I am absolutely 150,000% getting a vaccine because I don't want to ever bring anything like this to my family again. Even though no one was affected, the fear of them being affected was, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if in 10 years they say, did you or a loved one take the Pfizer vaccine? Did your dick split into two?
Yo,
did it turn into, did a dragon head form on the tip of it? It's like, I don't give a fuck, man. I'm going to be one of them niggas on them commercials like, nigga, I'm owed some bread because that fear, I need that security again. COVID getting it took away that security. Right. That kind of like invulnerability feeling like, oh, I don't know nobody that got it. I don't know nobody close to me that got it. We're good. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, I only had a few safe spaces. You know what I mean? That's work, home, and here. So it was like, oh, we're fine. You know what I mean? And then when this safe space got compromised, I was like,
No, this isn't happening.
Like, fuck. The one place where, I mean, it's like, fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then, I can honestly say that was my fault for going to that gym of muggy, dirty, dookie, Corona oxygen, you know what I mean, and just inhaling it all. So that was definitely my fault. I apologize to y'all. But I was kind of confused because Anthony, right? Mm-hmm. Anthony has the vaccine. He didn't get it. Duh. Okay. Ray has the vaccine. He didn't get it. No. Duh. Skrilla, I think he had like one part of the vaccine. He needed another shot. Mm-hmm. So Skrilla is going crazy, psyching himself out. But for some reason, I just knew he didn't have it. Even just reading the things he was saying, I'm like, Skrilla, I'm not trying to like, I mean, just hate on your like fear or your cautiousness, but I'm like, you ain't got it, bro. You're psyching yourself out,
that
bro.
phantom pain.
Yeah, you're psyching yourself out. You're psyching yourself out. You're cool.
It was Metal Gear Solid. I think it was when he was in the chat. He was like, "Oh man, I'm just not feeling too good," and I'm like when he had the first shot of the vaccine,
right,
and then he was like, "Oh, I'm going through it too," and I was like, "Fuck, even the first shot of the vax can't fucking stop this," and it made me spiral even further.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, "Fuck," and then he got a test, and the shit came back negative, and I was just like, man, this nigga was just this nigga sent me through a fucking spiral because he was having phantom pain.
Yeah, but the crazy thing is though, right? We're leaving one person out, and I don't understand this. Okay, so we smoked that Coronasode blunt, right? We were passing it around, and Darren,
I nipped it.
He smoked it. You nipped it.
I was like,
and at first you thought you didn't smoke it at all, because I remember when I was telling y'all, I was like, yo, my fault. I coroned y'all up. Y'all are burnt. Everybody go get checked or whatever. You was like, man, that blunt, man. I'm glad I didn't smoke it. Now I was just sitting there. I'm like, he smoked it, but I didn't want to be the first to say it because you're sitting right next to me. So I'm waiting, and then Anthony speaks up. Anthony's like, yo, you smoked it, and I'm like, oh, okay, all right. And
no, this isn't happening.
You was like, no, I didn't. I passed it. I passed it to Darren, but I didn't smoke it. And I was like, okay, it's time.
It was such an insignificant nip of a hit that it didn't even register that I did. And then when I remembered, I was like, oh yeah, because I remember what I was thinking when I hit it. I was like, what was the point of even hitting it if you hit it this soft? Like, if you hit the weed this soft, what was the point of even doing it?
Yeah,
that's what I thought when I did it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what made me remember that I did smoke.
Right.
And I was like, oh. God.
Yeah, I was like,
here we go.
I was like, bro, you did smoke, and you was like, fuck.
I was like, that must have been it. Like, yeah, so, this is after the diagnosis and everything.
Right, and that made me think, okay, you passed it to Darren. He definitely has it too, because to my knowledge, he doesn't have the vaccine, as far as I know. So as we're explaining this, and I'm panicking, telling everybody like, yo, like, be cautious next to your family, and this and that and this and that. Darren is not saying anything. He's just not responding. And then days later, he responds to everything that has nothing to do with Corona.
Yeah.
So then I had to ask him, like, bro, are you good? Like, you smoked that blunt with us. You ain't been saying shit. Are you all right? And he's just like, yeah, I'm fine, bro. And then days later, he's just nothing happened to him. And I'm like, wow, you really... I don't know what it is. I don't know if it was the fucking cologne you had on. I don't know. I got to ask him what soap he used that day, because Corona just didn't want no smoke with him.
Darren is such a good person. Everybody loves Darren.
Right.
If you meet him, you love him.
Mm-hmm.
So when Corona came over to his house, opened his fridge, he was like, I can't take nothing away from this nigga, man. He's great. He's great. I'm out of here, man.
And he walked out holding his spiked lugs in his hand.
He took his shoes off before he entered Darren's house. This nigga, man, got respect from Corona. Yo. I was thinking on Demon Slayer, in the movie when the sleepy niggas try to destroy Tanjiro's his core.
Yeah.
And the nigga was like, "Oh, nigga, what?"
It's crazy because I don't even know what you want to call him. His sprites was like, yo, we're so pure-hearted. You came here to destroy it. We'll lead you there. It's right there. Mm-hmm. And the dude in it was like, y'all know I came to kill this nigga, and y'all still show me? Like, y'all just too good. He couldn't even do it after
It was
that.
like, it's warm. It's beautiful.
It's so
That's what Corona did. It entered Darren's system, and it was like, oh my God.
man, that Demon Slayer
Too
movie.
nice.
That movie was great, man. That movie
That
was
was a good
great.
movie.
But anyway, yeah, man. So that was the Coronamone experience, man.
Or Darren might actually, like, the scientists might need to scoop this nigga.
Oh, yo, chill, man. What? I'm saying, don't say that, man. They ain't kicking my door down.
He's patient.
But outside of that, anything new going on, or
No. Just working.
Okay.
Working, getting back to work.
Well, I mean, as far as me on the recovery of dealing with the corona and the moan, once I started feeling better enough to actually move and do things, or when I was just laying in the bed watching TV in the first phase of it, I finished Vinland Saga. I started watching this show called Invincible. It looks like it's made by DC, but it's not. It's actually made by the creator of The Walking Dead. And it's a superhero cartoon. And that's all I'm going to say. It's on Amazon Prime. Please watch it.
Watch it.
It's great.
Watch it.
And you know me, man, as far as video games, one of my favorite series just came out with a game. Shit, let me hit it with one of these.
Go ahead, Lo.
Resident Evil, man. They came out with another one, Resident Evil 8. I was playing that, and damn, I know you ain't really into that.
I'm again, you know me. I'm not into it, but I did YouTube the gist of it.
Yeah.
So,
well, I hope you enjoyed that. I wish you would play it, man, but I'm not even gonna beg or get into that. But Resident Evil 8, man, that
it does have everything. It's got ass.
Hey, he's not lying. All right, it got ass. If you Google Resident Evil 8, you're gonna see an 8-foot shorty with a Buffy boulder. I didn't make the game. All right,
You didn't know.
she's a boss too, and I ain't gonna get all into it. But at one point, she stabs you and she like sucks the blood out of your hand. And I swear the creators did this on purpose. She was given like straight like superhit neck on your hand, and it was a little extra. I pressed start and looked at the fourth wall and was just like, "What is this?" But anyway, it's a great game, man. It's a great game. What else did I get into? That's pretty much it, I would say. I think Resident Evil, Invincible, Vinland Saga, and Dying. That was it.
I think I have a theory as to why I even contracted COVID. And when this story's going back. Let's say 420, exactly 420.
It's close enough because I realized I had COVID on the 23rd.
Oh shit. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that was that. So 420. I'm having a little weed date. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Smoking, eating. We ended up getting Thai food. I never had Thai food before, ever. I had no idea.
You already know I haven't.
Yeah, I had no idea that it was going to be this spicy. This shit was hot. When we ordered it, they give you options of a level of spiciness. I think it's like 1 through 5. And, you know, she, like spicy, so she got like a 3. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I hate spice, period.
I hate it too.
I wanted a 0, but 1 was the lowest option.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, give me a 1. Food gets there. We're chilling, smoking. You know what I mean? And I take a bite of my food. It is hot. It's hot. It's so hot. All right, so I start complaining. She's eating her shit, laughing. You know what I mean? And kind of the way she presented it, it was kind of fucked up because I ordered something, right?
Mm-hmm.
I ordered one thing and I ordered it a spice level 1. She ordered her thing, spice level 3, but she kind of she didn't marry the two, but she kind of smorgasbord the whole thing where it was like you get a little from here, get a little from here. So it was just like she's slamming on mine.
Mm-hmm.
Slamming on mine. She's slamming on mine.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is bullshit because I can't eat yours. Yours is fucking, that's lava.
Yeah.
You got lava in a bowl. What am I going to fucking do with that?
Lava reef bites.
God damn. So I was like, fuck it. You know what I mean? She's killing mine. I'm like, all right, let me try some of yours. I get a nice little fork full of hers, put it in my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Man, yo, legit cartoon. It was like the thermostat. Like my body was red, and it was like, fucking steam shot out of my ear. I'm like, damn, this is hot. This is hot. I'm like King Dodongo.
Who's that?
What is the fucking Gorgon King?
Oh, from Zelda.
Yeah. I'm fucking dancing like, oh, this is hot, nigga. Yo, I'm like, this is a hot beat.
Oh my
This is hot. I'm fucking like this, hot as hell.
Yeah.
Fan in my mouth. Water's not working. She's dying now. While she's laughing, she starts choking. But I can't separate the laugh from the choke. Okay.
Oh, damn.
So I don't know she's choking. I don't know that she's choking. Sorry. I don't know that she's choking. So she gets up. She runs to the kitchen, and she's still kind of choking.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so concerned about how hot this food was. I'm not even thinking about her.
Yeah.
Fuck you, motherfucker. You done burnt my mouth. Like, I mean, I'm hot.
Yeah.
So she's in the kitchen choking. And she's being such a lady, right? Just think of this. She's dying.
Mm-hmm.
She has food lodged in her throat. But she's such a lady that she doesn't want to hear me. She doesn't want me to hear her hack. She turns the water on to mask the hacking. So in my mind, I'm thinking, she's fine. She got the water. I'm thinking she's getting a sip of water or some shit. She comes back into the fucking to the living room where you're sitting, and she has this look on her face like, this is real. I blow right past that look like, how dare you bring this hot food into my house?
she like this, and you like, you know how spicy this shit is?
Yeah, yo. So she's dying. She comes back in, and she can't say that she's dying because she's choking. But I don't give a fuck about that because I'm so worried about this fucking hot ass food that I'm disregarding her pain, and I'm just like, man, fuck. I'm just, just like not mad. I'm like being jovial about it. Like, why didn't you tell me this shit was so hot?
Mm-hmm.
And then I just kind of go back to whatever I was doing. And then she goes back into the kitchen, somehow saves herself, and then comes back into the living room like, nigga, I almost died. You fucking worried about this spicy ass food. And I almost fucking died. And the first thing that clicked in my mind was, they took my wings.
Wait, what?
They took my wings, man. I told you I gathered wings because I saved the dude's life choking.
Oh,
and then I almost let someone die choking. You know what I mean? And not only that, but I saved the life of some random dude that not to say
didn't
that it
even
wouldn't matter.
It didn't matter.
Yeah, I saved his life.
Yeah.
But someone that I care for, like I'm dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
I just let her go by the wayside.
She smoked and then
Resurrection.
saved herself and then came back like, yo, the fuck? What? I'd have been pissed too. But I can't say whose side I would be on because I'm on your side, bro. You know why? Because the fact that she tried to mask it like this is unladylike for me.
Exactly.
It's like, dog, if it's danger,
exactly,
that shit goes out the window. You can't be on some. I don't want him to hear me die. Like, what? Save yourself.
She turned the water on to mask the hackening.
Like, no,
and I was just like,
your body.
I didn't take it as seriously because if I was choking, I'm in your face like, nigga,
exactly.
hell.
Exactly. Hell. Like, huh?
She got up, walked away, turned the water on, and was probably like,
your body does unnatural things to alert yourself and other people. Mm-hmm. Hello, this is happening. I don't want this to happen. Let me crank this DMX up. What? Like, nah, yo, they need to hear this so they can save you. So no, I guess I'm on your side.
No,
with
I think my Cormeg cycle finished. You know what I mean? It went, beginning to end. Like I had my wings, so my Cormeg cycle was going up. And then when I almost let her die, it just went full circle. And now I'm at a stalemate 0. And that's why COVID jumped on my back. And
no, man. No disrespect to this person 1,000,000,000% at all. That ain't your fault. I can't say that. You know what I'm saying? Because if you try to mask that you're in danger, you are going to endure the danger until you are done. That's just how I look at it.
It was really funny, and like, I don't know. It was really funny until it got real. And I was like, oh shit, I genuinely didn't know you were choking. She was like, yo, I was dying. You know what I mean? I'm thinking like, I thought you were laughing because the initial choke happened because she was laughing at me, complaining about the spice because she knows I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
And then she was just like,
well, she didn't purposely like get some of that spice onto yours.
No, it was two separate dishes, but she was slamming on mine so tough.
So it got a little bit in there.
Not even that. She was slamming on mine so tough that I was like, I gotta get back.
Oh yeah, you fully just was like, you know what? You eating all of my shit. I need some of this. Because
I'm as egregious, but
no, I'm like that. I'm like I will say that. Like, yo, I don't know. This is a side note, but I have to say this. I don't know if females think this shit is funny or they think it's cute or whatever. I don't know what your goal is, but if we order food, it is not, I don't think it's cute for you to reach over and grab some of my food and eat some.
I don't mind that at all.
I hate that. Don't do that. If you really, now, if we have the same thing, I'm not going to do it, but in my mind, I'm strangling you. We have the same exact plate, but you want to reach, I want to taste some of yours. It's the same shit. Get the fuck away from me. What? Now, if I have shrimp de la clou, I just made that up. But whatever. If I have something, right, and you got a burger or whatever you have, respect. You want to taste what I have because it's a totally different meal. I get that. You ask, I'll let you have some. I still want some of yours because you're taking away from my whole meal. You're taking away from my whole meal, so give me some of what you got, then,
give me what
motherfucker.
You got,
But if we got the same shit, stay away from my plate. I'll buy you 2 plates so you leave me to eat my one in peace. Like, don't. That's so annoying. I don't know what it is about females doing that.
I don't mind that at all. I don't mind sharing at all. Like it's actually I enjoy like picking out a good dish and then you being mad that you picked a piece of shit and it's like, yeah, try some of mine and feel stupid about yourself. But
it's a little different when just like I was saying, it's a little different when the dish is different though. When it's the same.
I've never experienced that though. The same dish. Like, let me get some of your fries. Like, motherfucker, you got fries right there.
Nigga.
That has happened to you?
Huh? All the time. And I don't know if the person thinks it's funny or I don't understand. But I mean, me growing up, everybody likes to test me. Yeah. They think my response of anger is hilarious. And it's like, okay, but what happens when it just goes too far? Mm-hmm. Then what?
Predictable.
What? Game. If you're not a female, you're laying out on the street. Then what? You should have just chilled. But yeah, I've dealt with that a lot. I still deal with it. We have the same meal, and you want to.
I've never experienced that. I'm only going off the thought of like it being 2 different things. Like I said, this situation was 2 different things. What I got was fire, even though the spice level 1 was still spicy, it was nowhere near that 3. So it was kind of like, oh, I love what you got. This is really good.
See, okay.
And I'm like, all right.
That's
okay. I don't mind. Dig in, but I'm gonna get some of yours. But then I remembered, hey, she got a spice level untouchable for Josh. And I was like, fuck. Well, let me see how bad this is. I took a nice fucking put it in my mouth, chewed it. It was cool in the beginning. And then that afterburn was just like, and I was just like, oh,
see, shit. And that's the thing. Just like you saying, go ahead, dig in. You got to realize that you're taking away from your own plate while you're digging into mine. So as you take 5 scoops of my food, you're losing 5 scoops of your own. It's like that. You're not going to take away from my meal. I'm sorry. You're just not. That's not what it's for. I would have bought you more food if that's the case. Oh, do you enjoy this? Yeah, okay. Waiter, could I get another side of kabor for her, please? Thank you. Stay the fuck off my shit now. Or if you want to keep eating my shit, cool. But refill it with what you got on yours.
I hear that.
That's just me, man.
Well, that was my Cormeg cycle. It came back full circle, and now I have to save another life in order to get that goodwill again.
Oh, my gosh, man.
So I'm out here in the streets like Batman, just waiting for someone to fucking pull out of a burning car or a cat to take down from a tree. So if you need a hand, call your man.
Anyway, man, before we get off this recap, man, I just want to say I forgot to mention Homeroom.
Shut up.
Homeroom 412, man. Shout out to Meech and shout out to Dre. It's actually Homeroom 412 on Instagram, and they have a website, homeroom412.com. They sell vintage clothing, And yesterday they had a little pop-up shop. You know what I mean? Picked up some nice teas. I'm saying, not about to go crazy all through it or whatever, but you can check their website and you can check their Instagram page for just quality vintage clothing, man. It's some good stuff, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I
man.
did not make it to the pop-up. I'm very regretful of that. But goddamn the pieces.
Yeah, man.
They got some really, really dope vintage shit, man.
They got t-shirts, they got jerseys, they got hats. So
yeah,
for sure, check them
really,
out.
really
man.
nice shit. If that's your style bag, you're gonna walk away with some gems for sure, guaranteed.
Yeah, so check them out, man. Shout out to them. But so
That's it.
you want to get on some topics?
Let's get on some topics, man.
All right, man. So now that we back from the off season that we just had,
let's
speak about the off season.
What?
Yeah, let's think about that one a little bit.